Hey, good morning. This is Tiffany with Pink Planner Boutique, and we are here to plan out my week in my 7x9 Daily Duo for the week of November 17th through the 23rd. So if that seems like something that you would be interested in, then just stick around. Okay guys, so this week we have some stuff to look at really very quickly, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to be using, and then we will get into the planning. Okay, so before I get started, this is going to be what I'm going to use on my Week at a Glance page. Let's see if I can get there. So like right here, I wanted to say this week, and then on the back of this, obviously not this one because I used it for something else, there's going to be another washi across, and it's going to say brain dump, and this is where I'm going to put stuff like this. So I'm not going to put anything there because I don't want to put a sticker there for the last week because it's over. But I guess just to quickly flip through how my week turned out, I did something a little different. I've been using my journaling kits in here, and I'm loving it. And rather than using the date dots on here and using what was already pre-printed on my Week at a Glance page, I threw in the big date covers, and I mean, it's not my favorite, but I kind of actually like the way that it looks. So in my journaling kit, I don't know if you've seen these, but it comes with date headers there, some journaling elements, some circle date headers, and then these ones, and these are the ones that I used right here, and I love the way that came out. Like I said, it's not my favorite as far as how much space that I had left to actually plan things on it, but it looked really cool. Like, it looks cool. I like the way it looks. Anyway, I did forget to write down what Hedwig weighed last night, and let me see. I'll write that now before I forget. It was 397, and then 432. So we are in the process of weaning, like full on weaning, and the morning formula feedings are done. So that's why he's only getting the one weigh in on this side. We stopped the morning formula feedings on Saturday. So wish us luck that we can get the nighttime feedings eliminated as well. Okay, so back to this. I did not use this side very often this week, or very much this week. This past week was kind of a stressful week, and where things got done, but it didn't get done. Like, things got done, I just didn't write them all down. So, let's see. I used as many elements as I possibly could. I don't know. I just love the way that it looks. And then you'll see Thursday was crazy busy. Friday was busy as well. Full disclosure, I did not touch my dashboard planner this week for my sticker shop. In fact, I actually did not even really come into my sticker shop office until Friday. I mean, I popped in now and then to print out shipping labels and to package a few things for orders, and I was doing some destashing of some things in my planner closet. I don't do Happy Planner anymore, so I was getting rid of some Happy Planner stuff. And I also am not using my Stalogy anymore, and I really don't foresee using that in the near future. So I was destashing some of my Paper Bound Creations covers as well. I do still have a few left, and I will probably hold on to what I have left just in case I do end up using Astrology again. But anyway, so where I was going with that is that I was using my Daily Duo to kind of write down, because I thought I was going to be able to come into my office on Thursday and sit down and get some work done, and that did not happen. So I was using this as kind of like a to-do list, and same with there. And I'm trying to figure something out. So I love the dashboard planner, but this is the issue that I've had with pretty much any planner system, is that when it's not all together, I'm only looking at the part that I need, right? So if I keep my home life in the Daily Duo and I keep my sticker shop in the dashboard planner, when I come into my office to work, I don't bring the Daily Duo into my office with me. I leave it in the kitchen. And then if there's things that I need to pay attention to that I've written down, I'm not looking at it because it's not in here. So I just need to figure out how I can mesh the two. I don't know if maybe I can't uncoil and merge the two, because now my Daily Duo for 2026 is going to be an A5, but we'll see. I don't know. I'm probably just thinking that I need to switch some things up, and I don't. I just need to go with what I've picked and chosen. So anyway, that is how the week turned out. I did make a note that we have cut out Hedwig's AM formula feeding. He's keeping a consistent weight. Yay! Now to get the PM one cut out. Let's go. Okay. You'll notice too that I did make myself some sleep score. I've been keeping track of my sleep score. I have not filled this out yet for today, but I just wanted to go ahead and get today or this week started. So what I will be using is this journaling kit. I will be using this. And then, let's see. Okay, page one, or the week at a glance page. This is my notes companion page, or my week at a glance companion page. My date headers, which this might change in the future. I might actually take the premise of this journaling kit and kind of pare it down a little bit, like maybe only one set of the date covers and a whole bunch of these torn washies about this size, because the washi, while it doesn't cover the whole thing, it's enough to cover, right, to cover there, and then you could put the date on top of it. I don't know, just to give it a different look one of these days. So maybe next week I'll do that instead of doing the whole washi strip across the top. So I'll be using these. This is my reformatted and new page 2. I got rid of the times because they are now going to be on, starting in December, they're going to be on their own little sheet. I don't always use the little time stickers, but if I do, I can always print them out. And I have, I don't know, a year and a half worth of time stickers left over from every single kit that I've ever used. So I have way more than enough to pull from should I ever need them. And then these boxes, I've added some sticky notes, and the 7th box. And then also the bottom boxes for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I did take out the bullet points because in the notes companion page, I do have a whole bunch of bullet points right here that can be used, and that's probably going to be plenty. And if anyone needs more bullet points, just message me and I can always create a little sheet for you. And then this is sheet 4. This did get, the scripts did get a little bit smaller. The icons got a little bit smaller. I added some boxes here and a few extra little icons to fill in some spaces, and the checklist were changed over to colored dots instead of squares, and I did add these. So this pretty much mimics the A5 icon sheet for the Daily Duo, and I think the sizing works perfectly. A few of the add-ons that I did print and make for myself was this sleep score. So I did that. I like this laptop with the word work on it, and wash laundry, fold laundry. I love these little scallop boxes. And then I do like using these little shorter boxes. And then I printed out these. Now I still have the full sheet of all the different size boxes, the half hour, the hour, hour and a half, and 2 hour, which is what this size is. I still have that sheet available for every kit. I just don't use these full length boxes in my kits right now, or in my planner right now, so I don't want to print them out and then just have a full sheet left over every single week. So that is what I did with there. Okay, let me see if I can get my stuff put together. Feeling a little scattered this morning, but we are gonna be okay. Oh, and then this is an add-on sheet that I created. It's patterned boxes. So you get the half hour, the hour, the 2 hour, and the hour and a half, and then the 2 hour. So just pattern labels. I did print those out just in case. I don't typically use them, but just in case. So I also did print out my Hobonichi Weeks kit, matching, of course. All the weeks across all my kits are going to be the same. So Daily Duo, Hobonichi Weeks, and my dashboard planner. So the Hobonichi Weeks, it's got all of the little labels. The journaling page that I created for it turned out so cute. And you know, I actually even really love using some of these boxes and stuff in my Daily Duo, the 7x9 Daily Duo, which is insane to think that these tiny little boxes would work, but, oh, and I also have my scripts and icons, but they really do. I really do like using them in here. So, like right here, that's a week's. I was just looking to see if it was in frame and if it was focusing because it looks blurry. Okay. So I used that there, and then let's see. I know I used one this box here. I'm sure I used more. Yeah, so that is what I did. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna put some of this stuff to the side. Okay, get it organized. So what I'm gonna do today is we're gonna set up bare bones for much of the week, except for today. Today, I will plan out my actual day with you today. And then the rest of the week will be bare bones, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I'm gonna pull in my stack of stickers here. I've got my week of, my weather stickers, football, yes, that one. That one, we're probably going to need, let's see, I'll need that one. We're actually going to be having quite a bit of rain this week, so, and then I'll pull in those ones. And then I just said I needed my football stickers out and my date dots that are left over. So if you didn't know, or if you didn't realize, I took the date dots off this sheet, and I'm putting the date dots on its own sheet. This one was a tester one, so I realized very quickly after I used it that this wasn't going to work for me every week going forward the way that I had it designed. Not so much the date dot portion of it, but some of these elements that were colored and designed to go with the kit that I was initially working with. And then I realized, oh, well, I can't use those every week. Those only match that one kit, and that totally defeats the purpose of this being able to move from week to week. So you only need one sheet of date dots to do your whole month for your daily portion. So I will figure out something to put here, whether it's black and white icons or bullet points, asterisks, just different things. So I'll figure something out for that. Okay, so let's get this started. Okay, back. And the pen that I will be using today is my trusted Bic, is it Bic? God, I can't read. Or Papermate Ink Joy. I do use a Zebra 1-point ink refill in here, and I love the way that it writes. I love the way the ink looks. Even though the ink is a 1-point, you can see here, I still have no problem writing small, so, okay. So that's the pen I'm going to be using. I'm gonna use my handy dandy tweezers. And let's just go ahead and get started. And if you end up hearing some noise, that would be my parrots, my baby bird / rooster boy, my rose-breasted gala. He has already made his way down the hallway to my office from the living room and was standing in front of the mirror flirting with himself. He thinks he's the most adorable thing, and I would have to agree. Okay, so I'm just going to take this. Now my camera is in a slightly different position than it was before, so I'm gonna try to keep everything in frame. I just take this, and it's probably not even remotely close to straight. Okay, well, I was gonna try to do it that way, but try to get it right on the bottom of that gray line that goes across, which takes us pretty much right to the very tippy top of the sheet, and it should not go over. If it's gone over, you've gone down too far, or up too far. And then I'm gonna take this, and I'm just going to butt it up against the top there. Just taking another peek at my appointment that I need to make sure to remember. I think I'm actually going to reschedule that. I just don't have time for that this week. Last week took almost everything out of me, so, okay. Eesh. And you know what? Now that I see that, I can still see the pencil through. And I'm not digging that, so let's just do a quick erase. Oh, that was awful. And you can still see it. Oh, awesome. Cool. All right. So I think what we're going to do is, it would be kind of cool to try another version of the date covers. So here's kind of what I'm thinking. Thinking either those or I think I'm gonna go with the circles, because I'm thinking what it would be nice. It's not gonna cover the whole thing like the other one did, which was nice. Let's see, what do I want to do? Okay, I have an idea. Bear with me. Well, maybe I should do 17. Okay. I didn't use any of these last week, but I'm thinking, what if I did that right there? I don't like that. Okay. So then, what if pull this up and I'm definitely doing too much. Should just keep it the way that it is, but why would I do that? And the whiteout that I'm using is just a Staples brand whiteout. So the birds have been doing really good. They are getting along very well, which is nice. Very nice. Okay. You know what? I am just going to be super extra and get some of this too. Now you're probably wondering, why even put this down then? I'm wondering the same thing, but I already had it printed, and I'm thinking next week I might not even print one of these, because I definitely am enjoying trying out different things. Okay, so that looks kind of cool. Let's get this back out so that way it can be a little bit more precise, and hopefully you guys can see. That looks kind of cool. Okay, now there we go. So I'm thinking next week I might not even print one of these out and just wing it with the journaling kit and the Week at a Glance companion page, I think. I don't know, we'll see. We shall see, but this is looking kind of cool. I do like how this goes down through it, so it gives it a look like it's all connected like on a spike or a stick. That doesn't look bad. I kind of like that. Now, I'm wondering, because I already pulled the 17 off, I would like to use it somewhere. Wondering how that would look. Not that I really need it, but it has already been, one of them has already been pulled off. And those are kind of out of the way enough that it's not interfering with the circle, and it's still giving an indication of the actual date that it is. I don't like it. Still don't like it. Nope. I guess today I'm just going to be super picky, which is fine. And then I just dug into some of the white out there. Okay, so here is what I know. I'm going to get rid of those so they don't come up on something else. Yes, I'm throwing date dots away. Okay. So here's what I know. I would like today I'm going to pick up groceries. Okay, so we're gonna put grocery pickup. And then Wednesday is trash day. I'm gonna put that up. Down here, no. Wednesday, not Tuesday. And then Wednesday, my husband has a doctor's appointment. I have it written somewhere, I just don't have it right in front of me. Oh, which means today, one of my big things I need to do. So let's get out my checklist. So I'm going to flip this. One of the big things I need to do is I need to fill out new patient paperwork. Because he's going to a new dermatologist, there's all that fun paperwork to fill out. Yay. Okay. And I guess I'm just going to put the rest of these checklist down. So this kit, if you can't tell, is like a camping kit, which I love. We're not doing any camping, but I love fall, but I'd pretty much gotten all of my fall kits and designs released for September, and I didn't want a ton that were like Thanksgiving vibes, so do I want one on Saturday and Sunday? Do I want the box down there? If I put that box there, yeah, it's fine. I used to put a box here, but what if? Let's just hold that for a second. Take this box, and what if you put this box here? Because I don't do chores on the weekends, and I guess I don't really need like a reminder of, hey, here are the things that you need to do on Friday. So thinking I'll take one of these. Oh, and I do still have some bullet points on the week at a glance sheet as well, just in case you were worried that they were all gone. So the reasoning behind that, I'll go into that for you. I have not organized any of my stickers, leftovers, in probably, maybe since I started making stickers. And that would be almost 2 years worth of leftover stickers. Any of you that have ordered my kits know that my kits come with 1,000,001 bullet points per kit. And if you don't use them all, then you have 1,000,001 left. And that is exactly what happened. And I'm very OCD about how I organize like my stickers into the organization things that I've gotten, and I decided to do it by color. So all of the pink boxes, all of the red boxes, so on and so forth. I started with pink, and I ordered 8.5 by 11 reusable sticker books. This one does not have anything in it, but you can see like it's very large. Okay. I have not put anything in this one yet, but what I did was I started with pink, and I'm going through every single leftover sticker that I have and putting just pink in that book until I'm done with pink. And that includes bullet points. And I have a whole page of just the 8.5 by 11 of just pink bullet points. And that sparked me into thinking, maybe we don't need so many of these in the kits. So I eliminated quite a few, and I think we're gonna be okay. Okay, so here is this. So what I need to do on Wednesday is, because it's trash day, this is the day that I pick up all the dog poop and make sure that it gets into the trash can so it's not sitting in the garage throughout the week and making it smell bad. And then clean out fridge as well. So any leftovers that need to be tossed, that is the day that I will do that. And then Thursday, what I would like to do is prep movie popcorn bucket. So like wipe it out, stick any candy treats that we might want to take into the movies with us. Make sure the drink mugs are cleaned out, which they usually are, but just, you know, make sure. And then we're gonna label this important. And I don't know what we're gonna put here yet, but we're gonna put something there. Okay. Now we're gonna move on to our companion page, and I'm going to put this week. And it is a skinny script, so you gotta be just a little bit gentle. And then I want to put, where did I see it? It's over here somewhere. Aha. It's going to be week 46. And we're gonna put this right here. Oh no, week 47. Holy smokes. Okay. So these are not in my shop yet. I did make these last year, but I like these because the week number comes off with the week, like the date range. But I like this if you don't want to have the date range, just the week number itself. So that works out. Okay. Oh yeah, I like the way that looks. That looks so cute. Did I get it on there perfectly even? Probably not, and that's okay. No big deal. Okay. So then I'm going to take my Monday through Sunday box and get this down here, and this is where I'm going to put my meals. I do alternate this week to week on what side of this I put it on. I already wrote my grocery list on the back, but what I will do is Okay. Let me take a look at what the last weeks have looked like. Okay. That's kind of cool. So I probably don't need a to buy section. And I did do that, I did do that, I did do that, and I did do that. And I did do some of those other things. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is, so last week I had the words written in them already pre-printed, but I kind of like the idea of the boxes being empty and then I can put what I want in them. So even though I'm choosing the same exact thing as what it already was, I just like that I can choose what I want in the box versus it already being in there, and then I have to look through it and go, okay, well, what might apply to this? And then meals. And I did include some icons on this page because this would also go very well with this page here. So there's pickup, and then trash day, and then doctor appointment. And actually what I want to do with that one, now that I'm thinking about it, is go over here to right here. And because it's an actual appointment, what I would like to do is stick it on a label. Now it's a brown, oh, it's on Wednesday. I think I want orange. Oh, and that just fits. Whew. Thank goodness. Okay, bring this back. How do I want to do this? We're gonna go like this. And then I'm going to do that. Okay. And then we're going to mark payday. It's going to be Friday. And then let's see. Okay, I know what I'm going to do here. Here is going to be where I do this. Because like I said, we are still formula feeding Hedwig. And I do still want to track his weight. It is very, very, very important. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. No. Okay. It is still very, very, very important to make sure that he is maintaining his weight in between formula feeds, or in between when he gets his formula and when he gets, hold on. Let me say this again. I've not had all my coffee yet this morning. It's important to make sure that he's maintaining weight, meaning because he's down to 1 formula feed at night, it's important that when I weigh him in the morning that his weight is between like 410 grams and 430 grams. Anywhere in there is good. Anything below that means that he's not really retaining any of the weight that he's gained through eating. And he does have access to food at night while he's in his cage. Excuse me, his cage. So it's just important to keep an eye on that and make sure that, especially overnight when I weigh him in the morning, that he is an acceptable weight. So we're gonna do that. And then I take my stencil and then I go like this. And then I'm just going to write AM and PM. Now, if I thought that we were going to be formula feeding him for a lot longer, or if we had started from the very beginning of his life till now, I would have very specific stickers just for this. But because I don't anticipate him being on formula past the end of this week, I am not going to do that. Okay, so next week, and just because we're gonna put here I'm gonna say to clean, and then I'm gonna leave this open because, like I said, I already did my grocery list on this side, and I didn't really think that through extremely far as I was doing that. So I'm going to leave that, and we're just gonna leave this like this. And as far as next week goes, I don't have any idea what we've got going on. Right now, this is as much as I can think of. So let's get to today. Okay, it is obviously not Monday the 14th. So let's get some things out of here. Let's get these dated. So what I love about this whole idea of keeping this as like a running date dot for the month is that what I was finding as I was going through my stickers is that I have a ton of sheets with leftover dates on them. And some of them are, you know, from previous kits that either I've made or other shops that I've purchased from, and some of them are like colored date dots, which I'll never be able to use again because there's like 3 days in a purple circle. And why I saved that, I don't know. I have a hard time throwing things like that away. But obviously these are generic enough that I feel like they can go with anything. But I have a ton of these left over, and I love leftovers when I'm going to have a week where I'm not going to use a kit and I just want to do leftovers. But the amount of leftovers that I specifically have is driving me bananas, and I won't throw them away because I don't throw stickers away. So I'm trying to condense things down a little bit so that way there's less leftovers and less waste, I guess, is what I'm saying. Okay. So I love the idea of putting the date dots on its own sheet that I can use just that one sheet for the entire month for the weeks. And I like that idea. Not straight. I always have one side that goes down lower than the other, and I don't know why. Because I feel like I keep hitting my forehead on my iPad. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and lay down Tuesday as well. So like I said, we're going to lay down the bare bones for each day, but we're going to actually plan out today. And I figured that I'm normally just sitting in my kitchen from, you know, like 7 to 10 while I'm watching the birds hang out and all that stuff. So I might as well just hurry up, get the birds fed, get the dogs fed, and then come in here and fill this out and do it on camera. Because one, I really need to get my day going, and I need my list. Without it, I wouldn't know which end is up. So I'm really hoping that you guys enjoy the changes that I've made to the kits. I haven't really taken anything away. I've added to it. Definitely added to it, that's for sure. But the additions that I've made have been functional additions. So the Week at a Glance companion page, I feel, is very functional and useful, and in my opinion, more useful than having a bunch of bullet points that I then have to very tediously pull off the pages and spend an eternity sorting and organizing, and I will never get those parts of my soul back, ever. And how cute is this? I love this. Now I know that it's a little late in the year for camping, but is it really ever too late in the year for camping? I love camping. And as long as you can stay warm and dry wherever you go, I think that camping is fun. Did I get that too high up? I think I got that too high up. Let's just pull it off. Thank goodness for removable sticker paper. I try to line it up with the bottom of that gray divider line, and usually that is a very good guide for me, but because I'm not sitting directly over it like I usually am, it's hard for me to make sure that that is actually what I am actually doing. Oh, and look at this last one. Those are s'mores. How cute are those? Hopefully enough of this video is in frame for you guys. I'm trying a little bit of a different setup this week, just to make things a little bit brighter. It is a very gloomy day today, which I'm loving, by the way. I actually have a sweater on today. I'm so excited. I was so excited to have a sweater on, even if I end up having to switch it out for a tank top later. That is just fine. So I don't know how many of you follow football, but we are in Arizona, so our football team is the Cardinals, and oh my goodness, did they ever get their butts whooped yesterday. Lord have mercy. It was so bad that we didn't even stay. We left halfway through the third quarter. What I'm doing with these are the sheet of the 2 hour boxes. Are they 2 hours? Half hour, hour, yeah, 2 hour boxes. I like these because they fit perfectly. So right here, I lined it up here with the bottom of the very last checklist. Okay, and then what I do from there is I take the bottom boxes, let's get them in the proper order here. I take the bottom boxes, because these are not the full size boxes. I take this bottom box and then I just put it approximately in between, like I center it to this box. Like I put it up all the way to the bottom of that box, center it, and then just lay it down. And it fits perfectly in there. This matches up with the bottom line here, and I like it. So I can put a little note from the day, or I can make that like my important thing, whatever that box needs to be, it can be. Whatever this box needs to be, it can be. And that's just what I've been doing. Okay, and then I'm gonna put my to-do list and my checklist. Sorry for the turning. And then I just take this all the way to the edge of the line. Sometimes I even go over the edge of the line. I don't really care too much. One, just as long as it's straight, because that matters to my eyes. Oh, goodness. Sorry for all the turning. But I just line those dots up in the middle of, I cannot see. Line the dots up in the middle of the checklist, and then lay it down as straight as possible. which is almost straight. And you don't have to be picky like me. Okay. And then it's done. That is today, the bare bones for today. So I'm just gonna do that really quickly for the rest of them, and I will be right back and we will get Monday planned out.
We ran wild through every season, lit a fire to warm the world. A love so easy to believe in. You're saying I'm your favorite girl. We were open and unwritten. All I see is all you are. Every day a new beginning, waking up inside your arms. And I'm still holding on. Every light that's faded once burned so bright we chased it farther than we ever thought we could go. Even when time's changing, you're the one I've waited all my life to get to know.
Okay, guys. Oh, now how many of you were screaming at me? You forgot the to-do. I know. I did. But now we've got the bare bones for the rest of the week laid out. I will go through really quick and do the weather, because I did take the time to write that down before I started filming. Okay, let's get my weather sheets. Here we go. Okay, so the really cool thing is that Monday through Friday, it's going to be rain. I pulled the wrong one. It's going to be rain, which is incredible. Now, if it actually rains beyond the slightest little dribble, I will be 100% surprised. But that would be nice. Okay, so Monday is going to be a high of 69 and 49. High of 69, low of 49. Okay. Tuesday, rainy, with a high of 63 and a low of 55. All right. Okay, Wednesday is rain, with a high of 57 and a low of 51. Okay, Thursday is going to be rain, with a high of 58, a low of 48. We might be sleeping with our windows closed for the rest of the winter season. Okay. And Friday is the last day of the so-called rain, with a high of 61 and a low of 46. Moving on to Saturday. This is where my partly sunny comes in. I have so many, like, some of these weather stickers are from, I don't know, 2, almost 3 years ago when I first got my Cricut. So they are definitely not amazing, but they work. Okay, partly sunny with a high of 64 and a low of 46. And Sunday. And this is on like a vinyl sticker paper, so it doesn't come off the same way. Okay, 63 over 45. Okay, weather is done. Yay. Oh, sorry about that. There we go. And maybe we can zoom in just a little bit and go back to Monday. Okay. Monday. Let me get a drink of coffee. Okay. So the cool thing is in the process of that, I used up this so I can toss this sheet. I used up all 3 of these, so those can be recycled. So that's super awesome. So that's already less waste than what I had, right? Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do here is, how do I wanna do my sleep score? Let me see. I kind of liked it there. However, I didn't like that it interfered with some of these things because I do like having a longer space to write out. So, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna put the sleep score right here. And then I don't know if I'm gonna put a box there, okay? So the next thing that I'm going to put is going to be meal. So what, Let me bring in my, I think I'm gonna use these right here. But the thing I don't like about these darker boxes is that unless you're using like a script with a whiteout behind them, it's really hard to write on these because then you can't see it. So, could do, I could do those. Okay. So I'll just do that. Yeah, that works. I like that. Okay. And if I need more of these boxes for my weeks, I can just print more. Okay. So I'm gonna go like that. Okay. And then I like to put this in the corner. And then, oh, straight would be nice. So our Thanksgiving plans have changed. We are no longer going to California. My husband forgot that end of month means a lot of extra work for him and his shop. So now I get to think about what we're doing for Thanksgiving here at home. So I get to tell my kids that we're not going to be able to see them for Thanksgiving, which is not a big deal because we'll make a plan to come in to California at some point, you know, a week or 2 later. Okay. So that has changed. So I got to start thinking about what I want to do for Thanksgiving. And then, let's see, that's page 1, page 2, page 3. Where's my other page? Somehow I have pages that are like walking off, going places, doing things. I don't know. Where did it go? Okay, let's go through. I mean, it's not like it can walk away, right? Like literally walk away. It cannot. Let's just get all of my stuff in a pile. My dashboard planner kit. That is not it. Okay, so that is not it. That is not it. That is not it. It's not it. There we go. This is it. Okay. So I don't need that. Don't need these. And I probably, maybe will need those. I don't know. But for sure going to need these. We're going to need those. Probably not those. And probably not those. Okay. All right. Back to business. So just to kind of frame out the morning, let's see, what time is it? It is 9:24. My morning really kind of started here. So I'm just gonna stick that there. And then I'm going to stick this down here. Just kind of gives it a little zhuzh, right? Zoom out just a little bit. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the hours that I'm planning on working. So I really did start working about 8. So I'm going to put this here. And then I like these. And these are also on... Let me just put this one back. So this is kind of where I'm gonna start testing and figuring out. I would like to make a journaling kit that's more specific for the Daily Duo. So you don't have to buy this whole journaling kit to get all of the little things that you like. But so you can still zhuzh it up and make it look cool. So I have these on here. And then I like to use these to mark the hours that I'm going to be working. So it will be probably about to there. Now, I do have a grocery pickup today. And now they said that my order will be processed soon. That typically means that it will be done early. So they said it would be ready between 12 or 1 and 2, but I think it's going to be ready a lot sooner than that. So I'm going to put this one right here. I'm gonna put that about noon-ish. And then I'm gonna label that grocery pickup. Okay. Now normally I would also put a box here for a feed Hedwig, but we're not doing that, remember? So I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna take one of these, and at 6 p.m. I am gonna put a feed Hedwig right here. Because he is still getting a morning or an evening feeding. Okay, now what else do I need to do today? Oh, today I need to for sure clean out the kennels. My dog had an accident this morning, and yeah, so I've got to pull that outside. So let's see. We're going to make the bed. Going to set coffee. Dishes. Perches. So that means I also need to clean. I put blankets over top of their kennels. One, because they're boys, and boy dogs have a tendency to lift legs. So the blankets catch all that stuff. So every couple of days I have to wash blankets just in case they do decide to do that. But I also need to wash their blankets. So while I'm doing that, I'm also going to wash the sheets that we put over the bird cages. So I'm just going to say wash animal linens, blankets. Okay, and I already did the bird cages yesterday, so that is fine. Now, this is going to put my chili in the crock pot kind of late, but it's fine because most of the stuff is already going to be cooked. So, and when I'm done filming this, I will be continuing to watch the originals. Trying to finish that one up. Okay, anyway, so like I was saying, I need to mark the chili going into the crock pot. I'm really hoping that they will like tell me around 10 or so that the chili or that the groceries are ready to be picked up. But if they don't, that's fine. That is not straight whatsoever. Still not. Okay. And then I'm going to take my little crock pot and put that right there. So are you guys still all set on your planners for 2026? I am keeping with what I said. I'm going to be using the A5 Daily Duo and the 7x9 dashboard planner and the weeks. So the weeks is my on the go. The dashboard planner is my sticker shop planner, and this one is going to be, or the A5 is going to be my home life planner. I'm already kind of regretting not getting the 7x9, but we're gonna make it work. It's going to be fine. Okay, I would like to put Hello Monday right there, because hello Monday. Okay. Now what time is it? 9:30. I say by 10 o'clock I need to be putting stuff in the washer. Now you may be asking, I've already got it over here. Why do I need to put it here? Because if I don't block off my time and literally do the things in the times that I need to do them, I just won't. And it's just as very simple, silly as that. And it helps me to make sure that everything gets done when it needs to get done. Because otherwise, like I said, it just won't happen and things need to happen. So, yeah. All right, so I really am hoping that they do have that ready earlier, because that would suck if they don't. So I think that's pretty much the bare bones. No, not just bare bones. The plan for today. I'm definitely gonna have to vacuum. My husband got me a cordless vacuum, and oh my god, that thing is a lifesaver, game changer, all of the above, for taking care of the floor around where the birds are. So I also need to clean out the vacuum. And that reminds me, I need to refresh my simmer pot. I've been taking cranberries and cloves, apples, cinnamon, vanilla, and putting all of that into a small crock pot and putting that on, and it works really well for scenting the house, which I love. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the rest of the week down for some of these bottom box things. So I don't like to go in and fill out any of my day until the day actually arrives. Because I can say, oh, I'm gonna do this on this day, but until that day gets here, I won't know if I'm actually going to want to do that or have time to do that. So I used to sit down the night before and plan out my next day, but also then the next day comes and I don't have anything to write down because I've already done it the night before, which kind of stinks, because that's part of the fun, right? Is planning it out, all that fun stuff. So yes, let's see, we talked about planners. We talked about planner stacks for 2026. Now, I have to be very careful when I'm watching YouTube, because I am highly, highly, highly influenceable. And I stumbled across this lady that used a Planner Perfect planner from 2022, because it was an old video. And I actually had that planner and I never used it. Ugh. And the insane part of my brain went, well, you know, there's nothing saying that you can't use that for the month of December. And then the rational part of my brain went, yes, there is something saying you can't use that for the month of December. It's called me, and I'm telling you, you can't change up planners yet again for 2025. Just come on, stick to one thing. Because my thought process was, I could actually use part of it up, and it might be fun. And then I thought, well, Okay, but what if you actually really, really like it? Then you have to like change your whole system, and you know, no, we're not doing that. So I promptly put myself to bed and told myself no. We're gonna stick with what we chose, and we're going to be happy about it. The only one that I'm just kind of having a hard time with is the dashboard planner. And not that it's not good, it's amazing. I don't know if I just don't have enough creativity in my brain, or if it's, I just want it to work so bad. So you know how when you see everyone else using it for something and you're like, oh, I can use it for that too. But it's not so much that you can, but you're like trying to force it to work. That's kind of where I'm at. I feel like I'm just kind of trying to force it to work. I'm going to keep using it. I'm going to keep using it. I'm going to keep trying, because at some point it will click. I just know it. But just being completely transparent in that while I say that I love it, because I do, I'm struggling to make it feel relevant in my lineup. When I feel like, you know, a notebook would do just as fine. And I'm talking about for my sticker shop. Because I'm busy, don't get me wrong, I've got lots of things to keep track of, but I'm just having a hard time getting that planner to feel like it's working in the way that I need it to for how busy I am, if that makes sense. I don't know if any of that makes sense. It barely makes sense to me, so that's where I'm at. And I'm going to keep trying to make it work, because it is good till next year through December, so I have over a year left in it. So that's plenty of time for it to sort itself out and feel comfortable. And I guess it's still in that, you know, getting comfortable phase, I guess. I'm trying to think if the Daily Duo felt perfect the first time I ever used it, and I mean, no, it didn't, because the first round of Daily Duos that I ever used didn't have that weekly portion to it, so it didn't have everything that I really needed, which is one of the reasons why I ended up leaving the Daily Duo. I wrote a little bit bigger on this one than I did the last ones. Okay. It was one of the reasons why I left the Daily Duo and continued trying to find the perfect planner. And then what I ended up doing was doing like the bullet journals and then creating that specific layout in every single bullet journal that I used from that point on, but just adding a weekly overview. So I guess that shows you that layout really does work for me. And I do feel the most productive when I have this layout. So this is one that will never, ever, ever change, most likely. I can't see me going back to just a weekly layout. I don't think I can make that work. Okay, so we're gonna flip back to here. And then I just remembered also that tonight is, I don't want that one. And I thought I had that changed, but I guess I don't. We're gonna go with this one. Is that straight? No. Okay, and Hey Siri, who plays football tonight? Cowboys versus the Raiders. All right. Should be a good game. Okay, and then we're gonna take, did I bring them over here or did I leave them over here? Okay. So I have two variations of this football sheet because apparently I made one months ago that I forgot that I made, and then I made this one. So it's going to be Monday Night Football. And do I want just the Monday Night Football, or do I want the Monday Night Football with the football attached, or just the Monday night and then attach my own? What do I want to do? Let's do this. Monday Night Football, and then attach our own. And we'll do this one because it's looks kind of gray, which fits both Raiders and the Cowboys. So Monday Night Football. And I did it that way rather than doing the one that was connected, so that way it would not interfere with the heart. Cool. I like that. So you see how just different it looks? Like it gives it a little bit of something. And now that I'm thinking about that, I think what I would like to do also, see if I can pull this up without damaging anything, is I would like to stick this right here, and then there we go. Just give it a little bit of a background, and it uses up one of the things, you know, so why not? And I think that is going to be it. We covered my to-do list. Pick up groceries, but I don't think I need to check it off. Oh. This is just reminding me, so every day when I reset the coffee, I take my husband's medication, I take one of the lids, and I refill on the lid the medications that he's gonna have to take the next morning. So when I get up in the morning and I make our coffee, I go out, I make our coffee, and then I grab his prescriptions and I put it on top of his coffee cup. It's a Yeti coffee cup. And take that to him. So he's got his medications and his coffee, and then I just do that, so that way every day I'm not having to half asleep refill these medications that he takes every day. And then the vitamins is for me to remind myself to take the vitamins that I need to take. Otherwise I will forget. Okay, so I think that's it. So let's look at what we've used. And then we will, you know, say ta-ta and so forth. Okay, so we used our week at a glance page. Let's see if I can zoom out. Okay, we used our week at a glance page. I didn't really use much on it. And then we used pretty much everything on here except for these. I did use this page of my Hobonichi Weeks kit, which is page 1. I used 7 of those labels. I used all of my checklists and all of my little to-dos and silverwares and TVs. And my shoes. Oh, I forgot to put down the shoes. What? How come y'all didn't tell me? Goodness. Okay. Now for spacing purposes, my kit comes with 8 TVs and 8 fork and knives, just in case you were wondering why there was one left over. At some point, I may cut out one of the TVs and I may cut out one of the silverwares, but I figure those can also be used on your week at a glance page. So, okay. Now, we used our date headers on our week at a glance page, and that came out really cool. I really like the way that came out. That came out looking pretty cool, I will admit. Yes, okay. We used a couple of our journaling pieces. I used the 7th box and one of the scallops. I will use these as I fill some things in here, I am sure. I used one of the work things. These will get put on the rest of the days. And when I do the wash laundry, for me, that will mean like our towels, our sheets, our clothes, things like that. So I will use one of those when I do those things. The week at a glance companion page. I'm trying to think if I need to. I'm just going to put on top of here the brain dump, but I'm going to take one of these because I never use all of these. So I'm just going to put this right here, and then I'm going to put brain dump. And I'm going to very gingerly take that off my finger. And there we go. Ah, that looks so cool. Yeah, I like the way that looks. All right. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so we used this sheet. Now we used one off of there. Did not use anything off of these, which is fine. So my journaling kit does come with date dots. So in case you want to get this kit and use it to set up like planning in a notebook, or you can even use this in here, which I will show you one of these weeks for sure. So we'll see how that works too. And then I did not use any of these, but that's okay because I don't think that I need to yet. And then, I have a to clean list. I already did my grocery list there, so I don't really want to put it on this side. So I think what I'm going to do is going to be overkill, is I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this. And then we're just going to call that good. And let's see. Yep, I bent my page. I'm going to put a cleaning bottle next to here. So I'm going to put this here because why not? We're talking about next week, right? Okay. And at this point, I don't know what's going on next week, aside from Thanksgiving. So I guess we could mark that. So let me see. The 24th, 25th. So 11/24. Bye. Turkey and the rest, meaning like the rest of our Thanksgiving things. And then, oh, 11/27. Oh, next week, I think 11:25. Our neighbors across the street have a lady that comes and cleans their house, and while she was here last week, I called her really quick because she has her number on her vehicle, and I asked her, please, is there any way you can come in the week of Thanksgiving and just do a nice baseboards, windows, ceiling fans, just all the things I don't want to do. Can you do that? So she said yes. And then and next week, my Black Friday sale starts in my Etsy shop. Once I have more details on that, I will let you guys know. And 27, I'm just gonna say Black Friday sale starting. Okay. All right. So I think that's all we're gonna mark right now. Oh, no, I lied. Okay. Monday is going to be chili. And then Tuesday is going to be chicken tortilla soup. Wednesday is going to be leftovers. Thursday is going to be pizza. Friday is probably going to be movies. Saturday is going to be steaks. And Sunday is going to be leftovers. Okay, so that is it, guys. Let's just do a quick, tiny little flip. All right. We set up my this week page. Got our brain dump page done. Our week at a glance. We set up today. Got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I guess that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate y'all being here, and I hope to be a little more consistent in the filming. I can't make any promises. My days are just, they're crazy, and I have the best intentions every week, but some weeks are just, life is life, and you know, it's just the way it goes. And this week I had a little extra time, so I got it done, and now my week is set up and ready to go, and I'm super excited, and I can't wait to use this for next month and then get into my new planners. So before I start talking about new planners, let's get off here and tell me to get my button gear. Okay. All right, so with that said, guys, I'm gonna let you go here, and I will see you in the next video. All right, bye.